I study etymology. Now, etymology is the study of words and how their meaning changes throughout history. Now, to do etymology, you need to know basically, number one, for example, roots, basic parts of words that carry lexical meaning. For example, look at the word ped, which is a root and it means to tread, to walk. Or another one is sed, which means to sit. Yet you need to know prefixes. A prefix is a word placed before a root. For example, overcook. So in this word, overcook, the word over in the beginning is a prefix. And you need to know suffixes. A suffix is the opposite, a word or a morpheme placed after a word. For example, homicide. So the word side here means to kill is put after the root word, which is home. Now, all this is good and it helps etymology, but when you teach thousands and thousands of words, you don't have the luxury of time. You would need thousands of hours to teach thousands of words. So you have to find some kind of another mechanism, some kind of another strategy to kind of help this vocabulary enriching problem. So through all these years of my experience, I have come to find that there exists another level, words beginning with the same cluster of initial consonants, which are related to the common Indo-European roots, and they share more or less, they share the same nuclear, the core meaning, either literally or metaphorically. For example, some consonant clusters I will give you just now. There is first one, GL, which is found in words like glimpse, glance, glitter, etc. And they have all these words reflect the central meaning of shining. Or another one is SP, which is found in words like sponge, spear, space, etc. And this manifests the idea of spreading. And so all these clusters, which they don't come into thousands, they're only about 3,000. All these constitute what I call a semantic alphabet. And this means that one can have a key to the etymon, the central core idea of thousands of words to help him conquer all these thousands of words, all this vocabulary. Now, in this mini presentation today, I will give you the cluster LP, which I call the alpha cluster, as it denotes a beginning of something. And you can see a formula of it on the blackboard there. You see there's a vowel followed by LP or V or F plus a vowel plus 0. That means no vowel at all. So, for example, in the word alpha, you have the A sound, and then you have the LP or LF sound, because this interchange, these are labial sounds that interchange. The P, V, F sound are labial sounds. They can be interchanged. And sometimes there can be a vowel between the L and the P. For example, the word elephant, or you can have a vowel before the L because it's phonologically not possible to say LP in the beginning. So you have to kind of find a vowel so that it helps the pronunciation. So the L is always present. It's always a constant. It derives from the Greek word ilios and phos, which both mean light. So this fantastic cluster then, which reflects a sudden flash or light, is connected to a surprising list of unexpected words. We can find some words in the vocabulary which is related to animals. For example, wolf. Wolf is a beautiful animal, and its scientific name is lupus, and you can see in both names, wolf and lupus, the cluster LP is manifested there. You can see it, and this possibly reflects the idea of the white wolf, or could be the symbolical meaning to the wolf. The same with the word elephant, which is, of course, there are some white elephants, but it could refer to the elephant being such a big an animal that is just in front of you, and it is sparkling with all its bigness and power. And then you have calf, which is white. Young calves are mostly white. And the word cow itself, which is related to calf, is, of course, can be white. And then you have alpaca, which is a Peruvian Andean animal, which is completely white. And then we could go on with lepus europaeus, which is a hare, elaphi in Greek, which means deer, the albatross, the bird, the famous bird, which is red and white, and we have dolphin, you can see in the picture, and dolphin, some dolphins are white and black and white, and it could refer to the dolphins being on the top of the water and all the foam and all that around there. And then we have lopa, which is cow in Albanian, or lepur, which is a hare in Albanian. And it goes on with plants. We have, for example, Salvia officina. It's a kind of a tea. And then we have a leaf. A leaf, you can see the LP there, the LF over there. And then olive. An olive tree is, of course, sparkling, and it's glistening white and all that. You can see the LP there, or LV there. And then it goes on with countries. For example, the Albion. Albion refers to Brittany or England, and if those first settlers that saw England from afar, they saw first the cliffs of Dover, and as you can see in the picture, they're all very white. So I think that's where the name Albion comes from. The same with Albania. It could refer to the snow-peaked mountains of Albania, or the presence of blonde people there. And then Lebanon, which comes from the Arabic word Lebanon, which is related to either the snow of Mount Lebanon, or it could refer to the resin of the cedar trees that exist there. And then you have Libya, and I think Libya refers to the whiteness of the sand, and it's a very ancient name that the Greeks gave to Libya and all Africa. In other words, you have the word album, which is self-evident. We have sulfur, which is whitish. And we have silver, of course, which is white. And we have olvio in Latin, which means glorious, in the symbolic sense. Then we have the albino, which is a condition that with some pigmentation problem. And then we have alabaster, alabai in the metaphorical sense of being somewhere, but being in the sense that you're innocent, it gives you innocence. And then we have saliva, which is white, and then calvo in Italian or Spanish, which means bold. And we'll go on with the word love. Of course, in a sense, in a metaphorical sense, of course, love is just a word for brightness and whiteness and living and all that. And then we have lava, self-evident. A loaf of bread can be white. And then salep is an Arab drink, and it's very white. And then we have the Gulf of Mexico, because all that water reflects back the sun's rays, and it's white. And then we have golf, and you can see the golf ball is white. And then we have silphium, which is another plant, and nalbi, which is the Latin name for barley, and life itself, which is symbolically symbolizes, of course, light. What else? The opposite of death. And then we have halva. It's a Turkish delight, which is really white. And in body parts, you can see that we have lip, because lip stands out as being something whitish or something reddish or something like that. And then we have lipids. The lipids are the fat, they're white. And we have lobe and earlobe, which is, again, kind of reddish and stands out. And we have liver, which, despite being brownish or darkish, of a darkish color, it has a glistening on the outside, so that it could maybe justify its name like that. And then we have some verbs. For example, the verb laugh, which means that by laughing one shows his or her teeth, and then the whole idea of laughing, is that one gives brightness away, Then we have galvanized. Excuse me. We have galvanized, which is again reflects a very white surface, and the idea of the verb of help in the very symbolic sense that by helping someone, you bring him or her to the light. You're bringing him to next to the fire, next to a warm place, to the light, so that you're taking him, her away from the darkness of a dark, cold cave or something like that. And then you have the verbs solve and solve, and these are related. That solve in the sense that by solving something, you take the dark spots out of its surface, and you're making it white. You're making it white, and the same thing with salve and salvation in the same sense with helping someone. And then in geography, you have, of course, the Alps, and the Alps are the epitome of the alpha, because they're all white. Anyone who has flown over the Alps is overwhelmed by that sight of just innumerable, just a great horizon full of snow-peaked mountains. And you have the same with Olympus. Olympus being is the highest. Olympus is the highest mountain in Greece, but of course it is full of snow every year. But yet it symbolizes the presence of gods, and that the gods spread out their light. And you have Elba River, which is a river, and you can see in the picture that how it can be. It does not have to be really white, but it sparkles and it gives off light. And then I can tell you that in Swedish, all rivers, a lot of rivers have names like Elf, Elva, and something like that. And now when it comes to countries, we have, for example, or geographical places, we have the Alpheus River, which is in Olympia. Yet both names, Alpheus and Olympia, they represent the cluster LP, because they represent light in a literal and in a symbolic sense. And then you have Delphi, of course, which symbolizes the brightness and the wisdom given off by the oracles. But literally speaking, Delphi is a place full of light, because it's the location that the location is so situated that it gets flooded with sunlight all year long. And then Alpha, then of course, is the epitome of light, as even the letter itself, the Alpha, resembles the snow-capped peak of a mountain, besides the metaphorical or symbolical meaning of the concept. And thanks for your attention, and please subscribe to YouTube.